Thanks for taking the time to come hang out for a little bit.
No, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
So, just to remind you, what we'll do is we'll take this video. Of course, Instagram post it right away, but we'll take the video, send it over to the podcast. They'll put it on their channels. They'll take the audio and they'll kind of clean it up a little bit and put it on the actual streaming services.
Perfect.
So, whatever you say now is locked in history. Just remember that.
A lot of pressure. Okay, I'll clean it up.
All right. So yeah, man, I like to keep it short and sweet. So let's get right into it.
All right.
All right. So when did you first start playing live?
So I first started playing live in undergrad when I was in college. And for my first show, I had on a dress-up shirt, a white necktie, and I had my hair slicked back real flat. It was kind of like, like finance bro light. So I'm really glad I graduated from that.
It almost sounds like maybe a almost like a rockabilly style.
I wish it was that cool. It was not, unfortunately. But
I'm sure you looked great.
yeah.
As much as I prefer your look now, I'm sure you looked great.
Thank you.
Which actually leads me to my next question. So you do have a unique style. Where do you pull inspiration for your personal fashion from?
Ed Gein. No, I'm just kidding. Did you see the new Netflix special?
Yeah.
I mean, we dress similar. I don't think I'm as into leather as he is, but no,
Yeah.
I'm a combination of all the the experiences I've had. I'm in. We kind of have like emo Appalachian. I was a goth kid. A lot of vintage workwear, Rust Belt workwear. I was a race car driver. So kind of have like a lot of black clothing, like biker aesthetic. And then I lived in New England for a while and kind of leaned into like the maritime, like professorial look of New England. And I think I took the cool parts of all of those things and took the things that fit my personality best.
Yeah, it's nice when you get to a point and you feel like you've really kind of like refined the look and pulled it
Yeah.
all in, and all your inspirations are like the good parts of them are pulled in there.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about the hat you're wearing real quick? That looks pretty cool.
So this is let me see here. This is a Howler Brothers hat. I'm very lucky. One of my dad's good friends passed away a number of years ago. Recently got his hat collection, all vintage hats. Another good friend of mine gave me her grandfather's hat collection. So I try to, just like anybody, be sustainable, find cool vintage pieces. This is a newer hat. I wear it a lot. As you would know, I have black pants on. You can't see those, but I try to bring it all together. But the alien stuff is neat.
Yeah, Halibro stuff is really cool. That's a good find. And when you find some like thrifted pieces that look cool and fit well, man, that's worth more than gold. I love that.
Thanks.
So I think you and I actually have similar builds, and I have a hard time finding clothes that fit me properly and look good.
Yeah.
So do you have a hard time finding brands that fit you properly? And what brands do you think work best for you?
Well, I think, I think a lot of guys, you would like to dress better. And I think the question of like masculinity comes up when you try to dress better. And I think a lot of guys avoid it just because they have a hard time finding clothes that fit their body style. And you don't have to spend a bunch of money to look good. You got to find the things that fit best. So, for me, I'm a smaller guy. I'm short. I got like a short torso. And I try to find things that make my legs appear longer, make the silhouette longer. And you got to think about that kind of stuff. For me, I think a lot of vintage pieces fit better because people were like generally smaller back in the day. A lot of, heritage brands that are new, like a lot of Filson pieces fit me well. This is an old Woolrich built thing, so it fits really well. But like, honestly, a lot of times, like some of my favorite pairs of pants are Sam's Club work pants, $17 pop. They fit perfect. You don't have to go spend $100 on a pair of jeans. You just got to find the thing that fits. You got to know what kind of body style you got. Go from there.
Yeah.
We had the conversation about the Wrangler Ranchers.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I have and it's crazy too how like even within a brand you can get different cuts. I mean, I have I think 5 pairs of just black Wrangler Ranchers. They look nice. Wear them with everything, a t-shirt or a pearl snap. And, they're all the same size. And 3 of them feel like I'm squeezed into Munchkin clothes or something. It's the weirdest thing. But, we can offload those on good old eBay.
Well, that's what I'm going to do, folks. If you're listening out there, I got a number of pants I'm going to be posting soon. But yeah, it can be frustrating. Thank God. I'm a man. We don't have to deal with like women's sizing and the problems with that. But it happens with us too. Not near as bad or as kind of the way that's laid out to be. But yeah, I mean, I wear like a 30-30 in some pants, and then like the Wrangler Ranchers I just got to get like 36-30s. Just to get where I'm at. So yeah, sizing is frustrating. I imagine for everybody, but yeah,
Yeah,
especially
that's
for
a
us.
super weird one. So when it comes to your favorite stage attire, tell me about your favorite boots, jacket, your favorite shirt, and your favorite hat that you like to wear on stage.
Well, I see in the chat we got a question about the bolo. Real
Oh, okay.
quick, this is from Liz Boyd in Pittsburgh. This is a white-tailed deer vertebrae bolo. So that's cool. But yeah, my favorite stuff. I think my stage look is pretty much born out of my daily driver stuff. If that makes sense.
Yep.
This is a cool coat. I just got this, but in the winter, I like the winter because I get to layer it up. I get to wear cool coats.
Yep. Totally agree.
Yeah, like Filson, Woolrich. This is a 1940s made by Woolrich coat from Bethlehem Steel, which is pretty cool. They made this as like a work over shirt. Got this in Johnstown where they had a Bethlehem Steel, producing place. So that's cool. I like to wear Red Wings. My dad was a Red Wing guy growing up. I got a bunch of different styles of those. I'll tell you, recently, I just thrifted some vintage LL Bean cowboy boots, which first you're like, what the? Well, that's strange, but they've very quickly become my like daily driver cowboy boot. And that just goes back to like, you don't have to seek out an expensive brand or a brand name.
Yep.
A lot of stuff I end up wearing, like I think I like Schmidt work shirts, which was Tractor Supply's kind of off-brand stuff they sold. You can get that stuff dirt cheap, and it holds up so well. Like I think a lot of guys try and go spend a bunch of money on like a vintage piece of workwear that's a brand. And you don't have to. Those guys that wear that stuff regularly are buying the Schmidt work shirts and working in them, and that's why they look authentic because they are.
Yeah.
Like
That's right.
so I think that's kind of my on stage stuff. Some nights I lean more Western. I usually wear like some turquoise. Like I wear this every day, but
That's cool.
it depends on venue, the crowd, what you're doing. But I'm kind of like I said, like I think most of my inspo comes from those like romanticized Americana jobs, like the cowboy, the sailor, the professor, the laborer, and that stuff's accessible here in thrift stores. A lot of workwear.
Yeah, we have that problem too. I think depending on where you live and what the culture is, you can get some really cool thrifted stuff. I sit just outside of DC in the suburbs. So, the thrift stores, you're really lucky if you find some cool stuff like what you're talking about, but it's a
Yeah.
lot of like, throwaway fashion stuff that people are just kind of, working their way through. Can you
Yeah.
remind me what was the name of that bolo maker?
So Liz Boyd, her Instagram is Woolgather Pittsburgh, I believe.
Okay, yeah, we'll check it out.
Yeah. They do a lot of cool stuff.
Cool. All right. So switching gears a little bit.
Yep.
You have great hair. I know you're a hat guy, but under that hat, I know you've got
Yeah.
awesome hair because I've seen it.
Thanks.
It kind of reminds me of early Bob Dylan.
Sure.
What kind of products do you like for your hair? Like styling products, shampoo, conditioners?
So the only things I've ever really consciously used, were Briar Valley well water. That was my secret for a long time. As I lived in Boston. Now I live in town, so you have to deal with this chlorinated mess. But I never put a product in it. It's just kind of the way I don't comb it that often. PA's humid, so you kind of walk out. It's just kind of like a puff ball sometimes. But I do try to use. I don't use like 8-in-1 shampoo. I think that's a crime against humanity. I just recently started using some kind of salon, professional grade stuff. try and retain the hairline for as long as possible. Knock on wood. But it's all. I try to do all the things. I've tried like the cold water curl stuff, and
Mhm.
it always just ends up looking the same for me, which I think is good. But
Yeah. Well, look, man, if you ever find yourself out this way, I'd be happy to have you in the barber chair and show you a few
yeah,
things, and we can really put that together.
I'd love
So,
to.
yeah, man, and you're actually not far from me. You're only a couple hour drive, so I'm sure our paths will cross soon.
Absolutely. I used to play in DC a lot, so we'll have
Yeah,
to do that.
and I don't know if she's your manager, but I know Miss Danielle Mashuda is
Yes.
we have a mutual there somehow.
Absolutely. Yeah, Danny's great. Keystone's my management.
Okay.
They just, they have Club Cafe now, and
Yep.
we're on a refrigerator together. I noticed your sticker on the green room refrigerator.
That's awesome. I love that so much. Yeah, I want to get up there real bad. We just got to
Yeah.
find that perfect window to get up there. Well, look, man, I think you and I could talk for a long time, but this does
Yeah.
bring us to the end of the road, and I
Sounds
really
good.
do appreciate your time. Um, do you have anything you'd like to plug? Do you have any new songs or a tour coming out?
Well, usually the winter's slow. I mean, I have shows every weekend. I'll have shows probably every weekend until I'm dead. But as far as like real tour stuff, we're doing some, hopefully some bigger stuff here in 26. But working on new stuff always. Would love to have another album out next year. So just kind of finding the time to fit it all in.
Yep, yep, that's right. Um, Side note, I know your first pressing sold out. I did try to snatch one. Them boys was gone, which is
Yeah.
great. That's great. Um, is there any word we can expect a second pressing anytime soon?
I hear on real good authority that I just picked some. I picked the next order up on Friday. I was in Pittsburgh. They're sitting right next to me in a box. I promised everybody they'd be up for Halloween, so
All right. We'll all, everyone keep our ears and eyes open for that.
yeah.
So that's very exciting. Cool, man. Well, brother, we will talk again soon. Again, appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
See you down the way. Bye.
Take it easy.